too. We all know the pressures go both ways. But with modesty, I'm not saying like girls, I want you to look as ugly as physically possible. I don't want you girls like show up at your prom like with this, this huge dress on, and your boyfriend sees you. He's like, modesty, wow, girl, you're looking good there in your shapeless plaid ankle-length jumper. Hey, that's a nice potato sack. Stay home. Modesty does not mean a girl tries to look ugly. It doesn't dampen down your allure. Modesty means a girl takes the beauty of womanhood and uses it to teach men about her dignity. Because I tell you, I never knew how to treat a girl till I dated one in college who dressed modestly. And it was captivating. Because you could take her seriously as a woman because she wasn't trying to constantly make boys gawk at her body so she'd feel secure. And she had a good figure. She could have dressed like, hey boys, check it out. But the way she dressed said like, hey boys, frankly, I'm worth waiting to see. And under that humility was something radiant you could not get bored with because that girl had that deeper reverence for herself. By the way a girl dresses, by the way a girl dances, you can tell if she wants you to treat her like a gentleman or not. And as Crystalina said, a guy will be as much of a gentleman as a woman requires. And I'll grant you girls, you have the power to turn a guy's head, but you also have the power to turn a guy's heart. All the belly button shirts that are out there, I beg you as a guy not to wear the belly button shirts because a guy's belly button is very different than a girl's belly button, okay? Like a guy's belly button, for one, it's not that exciting. I mean, there's probably lint coming out, Just being honest, we're in Oakland, and I said that at a high school. I'm like, there's probably lint coming out. I look over, there's a freshman girl over here, and she's like, I'm like, you're checking for lint, aren't you? And she's like, ah! She was mortified. It was pretty funny. But the girl's belly is different because that area is the womb, and it is priceless. It's a treasure. It's a mystery. So you veil what demands the reverence. On our wedding day, she's going to have a veil because she's dirty. No, but I'm not going to lift the veil and be like, I promise to, you're dirty. You veil the bride because she's priceless. You go into a Catholic church, you got a tabernacle there. You open the doors of the tabernacle, you got a veil there before the Eucharist because behind those gold doors is heaven itself, Christ and the Eucharist. It's sacred. The body's a temple, Holy Spirit's temple, so you veil it because it demands the reverence. And all the belly button shirts, if you want a guy to think you're special, that you're intelligent, that you're worth respecting, showing us your belly button won't help because we guys are so visual. And I'll grant you girls, it's so hard as a guy to be pure nowadays with our thoughts. We need your help. Guys don't like to ask for help. You ever drive with a guy who's like lost? I mean, he'll drive to South America before he finds the convenience store because it's a pride thing. Likewise with purity, but we have to back down. We just say, girls, we need your help on this. It is so hard for us to stay pure. And girls, I know when you go to the stores, it's probably hard to find pure outfits. I know 2 girls in Arizona, I just read this in the newspaper. They show up at the department store to get their prom dress this spring. They show up, and they were just couldn't find anything. So they went home all frustrated, and they wrote a letter to the department store, and they had 1,400 of their friends sign it. And the letter said this, look, we are sick of you carrying these dresses that have slits up to our armpits. They said, we are sick of just the low cut, the belly button, the back, everything. They go, why don't you start carrying some dresses that treat us girls with class instead of all this trash? How about leaving something for the imagination, a little mystery, a little modesty? They submitted it to the department store, and the manager called back the girls and said, hi, this is Mr. So-and-so from the department store. He said, if you girls are interested, we'd like to hire you as the fashion consultants for teenage design for our department store, so you're in charge of all the fashions that come in. The girls have power in this to shape the way that the whole world looks at women, so tap into that. Now, I mean, I'll put Barbie away for now. Well, sorry, she's okay, she's still smiling. Girls, it's funny lately is we have to do all this traveling, and they've got all this increased airport security, so we have to go through the x-ray machines, right? And in my little laptop case, I have to carry like a Barbie doll. I've got like a blonde wig back here, and you got to go through the x-ray machines, which is really pleasant. And we were going through Chicago. There's this guy sitting there, and we go through the x-ray. I put the bag on it, starts to get sucked through. Here's the guy behind the x-ray. He's like, and he's like, huh? And then he pauses it. His friend's over here doing a little wand x-ray, and he's like, hey, come here. And his friend's like, wait. Comes over, he's like, check it out. He's like, tink, tink, tink. His friend's like, I'm like, okay, back to security. And they press play, comes out, and I'm like, just give me my bag. And I give my Barbie, and I go to grab it, and they're both staring at me. What do you say to them? Do you say, oh, the Barbie, the wig? Yeah, I need that for work. What kind of work do you do, you freak? But they let me on the plane, so that was cool. But girls say, well, Jason, if I can't dress sexy, how am I going to make a guy like me? I mean, can I flirt with boys? And I think it depends what you mean by flirt, because it means different stuff. Like for me, when I was in 2nd grade, if I liked a girl, I'd throw a rock at her. You know, it's just, you know, she's hot, you know, poof, you know. I'm making progress, her welts are going down. But then girls do it different. Like all y'all girls in here flirted like this in the 4th grade. Don't even tell me you didn't. You'd see a cute guy, and you'd be like, oh, he's so cute. And you get with your friends, like, oh, he's so cute, what should we do? And your friend's like, oh, I know. Let's give him a note. Oh, that's good, a note, yes. You rip out a sheet of loose leaf paper, you know, get your crayons, your sparkly markers you girls have. And you're like, oh, do you like my friend Shanae? You know, yes, no, or maybe. It's like a survey, you give him a crayon, he's got to fill it out, yeah. Then what happens is you girls got to 7th grade, got a little more sophisticated with it. You'd see a cute guy in 7th grade, and all you girls would be like, oh, he's so cute. And you get to, oh, he's so cute, what should we do? And your friend's like, oh, I know, let's give him a note. And your friend's like, so immature. You're not slow, you're special, you know? And they'd be like, and the other girl would be like, oh, I know. How about when you're leaving class? I'll shove you into him. Oh, that's good, shove me into him, yes. Some of you still doing this? That's okay, that's all right, you know. Just one day at a time. That's fine. You're not slow, you're special. But you guys see the girls hitting each other and laughing? The reason why women think this is so funny is because this is what girls talk about when they go to public bathrooms with 30 of them at a time into the bathroom. They have couches in there. They've got like drawing boards. You shove them into this locker, I'll come around the back. Then what happens is a girl gets to high school. Culture basically tells girls, first day of high school, girls, look, you've got something the guys like, better than notes, better than getting shoved into. You've got your body. You can give it to a guy. Guys will like you more. So the girl begins with this mentality, okay, let me get this straight. Hooking up and making out with different guys at the party, that's not a big deal. Then she thinks, well, doing this with a guy, it's not a big deal. Doing that with a guy, it's not a big deal. But so long as I technically stay a virgin, I'm being good. Because those girls at school are so much worse than I am, so I'm still being good, and that's not a big deal. And by the time it's said and done, this girl convinces herself that the priceless gift of her body, it's not a big deal. Something starts to die in the girl. I read about this guy, I think he lived in Texas. This dude was sleeping, and his dog started barking. Comes to the backyard, and the dog is there barking at a bush in the backyard. And the guy's like, well, that would be a bush. That's brilliant. Shut up. Go to bed. He goes to sleep. Dog starts barking at the bush again. 15 minutes later, guy gets up. He's all mad. Brought a stick with him into the backyard. Says, come here, Pooch. And smack. And the guy actually beats the dog into submission to shut it up from barking at the bush. Went back to sleep. It's like 2:45 in the morning. Dog starts freaking out, growling at the bush again. The guy threw a fit, cocked a gun, came into the backyard. This guy actually shot and killed the dog in the backyard and went peacefully to sleep. Then what happened is the robber who was hiding in the bushes got out of the bushes, walked over the body of the dead dog, came inside this guy's house, apparently killed him in his sleep, and robbed everything that he owned. And that dog is our conscience. And I've said to my conscience, dude, shut up. Don't remind me I shouldn't be doing this with this girl. Dude, shut up. Don't remind me I should be looking at this. Dude, shut up. And then I'd kill the voice, do it anyway for the sake of excitement, and I think I'm free. I'm not doing what my parents want. I'm free. And then I think, dude, if I'm so free, why am I so empty afterwards all the time? This is freedom. And it can lead to like a death in a girl that says, Jason, you've got cute little stories, but look, Jason, you don't get it. Jason, look, I'm not a virgin. Or Jason, I had my virginity taken from me. Or Jason, something bad happened to me when I was a little girl. And what good guy like you're all talking about, as if I really know any, would want a girl like me that's done all the stuff that I've done? Jason, I am damaged goods. It is too late. Once it is gone, and I'm basically unlovable. And the girl just thinks it is simply too late. Well, I will tell you the greatest example of womanhood and purity in my life is a friend of mine back home who slept with more men than I can count. She's had 3 abortions. And one day she said, I am tired of this. And God said to her, let me make you a new creation. And she said, do you even know who you're talking to? And he said, yeah, I'll make you pure as the driven snow if you trust in my mercy. She did. This girl's life has done a 180. She settled down, married to a friend of mine that raising the most beautiful family, and I totally look up to this girl. She started over. Kristalina started over. I've started over. Now we're getting married in 11 and a half days, not that anyone's counting, but with our wedding coming up, we're setting the foundation for our love together. We're doing different things. Like number one, there's no way that